President Trump once again downplaying the issue of affordability, repeating his line that it's as he puts it, a con job by the Democrats. But a growing number of Trump allies are now urging the Republican Party to sharpen its message on the cost of living heading into the midterm. CNN chief data analyst Harry Enten joining me now. Look, ultimately, it's the American public who is going to decide if this is a major issue. What are you learning from some of the numbers you've been looking at as to how people really feel about this?
Yeah, I mean, look, you can bloviate as much as you want in Washington, D.C., but at the end of the day, it's the American people who make the ultimate decision at the ballot box like they did last month in Virginia, in New Jersey. And this is what it's all about, baby. Google searches for affordability up 110% versus a year ago. More folks search for affordability in the last month than at any point since the Great Recession, all the way back in 2009. This is no con job. This is the American people going online, searching for affordability. It's the American people going to the ballot box, voting on affordability. They think it is an important issue to touch on. Donald Trump might want to make the argument it's a con job, but the American people don't think so.
When it comes to things like high prices, I mean, what is the top issue that Americans say they are facing, bar none?
Yeah, you named it. You named it. I mean,
Ta-da!
It's the cost of living, most important to you right now, 36%. What's right behind it? The economy, 20%. And then I combined here healthcare or Medicare and Social Security right down there, number 3, 17%. What do these all have in common? It's do, re, mi. It's all about the economy, spending, cost of living, entitlements, all about being able to afford things. That's what we're talking about, Sarah Seidner. This is the name of the game. It was the name of the game last month, and it is very likely to be the name of the game come 11 months from now in the election. And it's not the Democrats making up, it's the American people that the Democrats are following. And if Donald Trump and the Republicans don't start following the American people, well, you get results like you did last month in Virginia and New Jersey, and that is Republicans losing by double digits in races that they thought would be considerably closer, especially in New Jersey.
Look, it was the name of the game in the presidential election.
Yeah,
right?
Sarah.
I mean, I had to bring that up.
Beautiful.
That is part of this. So when you look at this, what is sort of, there are lots of things. People back then, it was eggs, it was groceries, and people were really frustrated. But there is so much more to what the cost of living is and how it affects us.
That's exactly right. You know, we think of cost of living, we think of groceries, but it's also about housing, affordable housing. We saw that last month in the New York City mayoral election, and it was something that we saw in the 2024 presidential election as well. Good affordable housing, satisfied with access to it. You know, you look back a decade ago, it was 69%. 59%. We're going down the slide here in 2019. Look at where we were last year when Donald Trump won another term, all the way down to 36%. That's a 33-point drop in just a decade of time. Affordable housing is such a key component to this. It is such a key component. And Donald Trump won on affordability, even if he didn't use that word. He won on affordability. He won on the cost of living in 2024. And he has completely lost the plot. And it's not just about groceries. It is also about people putting a roof over their heads. And that is going to be a big issue in my mind going in to 2026, because it was a big issue in Tennessee 7 as well. It's going to be a very big issue. When all of a sudden you see falls like this from 69 to 36, that is a siren. That is a flashing red siren. The politicians don't follow it, they're going to be in big trouble with the American people.
It's a big deal, partly, too, because this is the biggest bill that most people have, either their rent or their mortgage. That is the highest thing that they pay, never mind the groceries and everything else. Harry Enten, it is a pleasure to see you this morning. Thank you for bringing us that.
Democrats won big in the November elections by running on the cost of living, affordability. President Trump, over the last month or so, has argued that the focus on affordability is a scam and a con job. CNN's Matt Egan is with me now. That's kind of different than what he said during the presidential campaign, Matt.
Yeah, John, it's really hard to make sense of this argument that the affordability crisis is a con job on a few different levels, right? First off, this is arguably the issue that helped propel President Trump back to the White House just a year ago. And not only that, but candidate Trump, he used remarkably similar language to what now President Trump is calling a hoax. Take a listen to what candidate Trump said on the campaign trail last year.
Starting on day one, we will end inflation and make America affordable again. To bring down the prices of all goods Starting the day I take the oath of office, I will rapidly drive prices down, and we will make America affordable again. We're going to make it affordable again. We will end inflation and make America affordable again.
Make America affordable again. That was even in the 2024 Republican Party platform. And look, this message, it seemed to work. It really seemed to resonate with voters. When you look at the 2024 exit polls, among voters who said that inflation caused their family severe hardship, Vice President Harris, former Vice President Harris, only won 23% of the voters. The vast majority went to Donald Trump. And look, one of the problems here is, believe it or not, inflation is actually higher as of September, the most recent month we have data for, than it was a year ago, which is the left side of the screen, when, again, candidate Trump was promising to make America affordable again. It's not the runaway inflation that some feared, but what's notable is that tariffs, the president's tariffs, are part of the reason why we've seen this uptick in inflation. And look, Donald Trump promised to make prices go down, and that was just never realistic, right? It's just not really the way that prices work. Nope. You don't usually see that across the entire economy unless something's really, really wrong. Look, I think the bottom line here, John, is if the president is trying to convince voters that the affordability crisis that they're experiencing every single day isn't real, that's going to be an almost impossible task, especially because candidate Trump told them it is real.
Yeah, look, neither prices nor the rate of inflation are down
Exactly.
at this point. Matt Egan, great to see you.
Thank you, John.
Thank you very much.